city or the large cities, you're probably in a good spot.
If you're not an idiot, you're safe
Yeah.
for the most part. I mean, some of the border areas are a little dicey, but for the most part, if you're not an idiot or a jerk, you're going to be just fine.
No, that's true about anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
That
we're
is.
live.
So we're live.
There's Papaw, he's here.
Hi, Papa. I thought I saw. How come I'm not? Nope, I thought I saw Cynthia, but I don't.
Hey, Jim.
So, what got you started in metal detecting?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Hey, Carrie. Yeah.
It was really a chance thing. I live in a very, very rural place. I live in the jungle. We have no cars here. I have to hike everywhere. Is there an echo or is it just me on my end?
I don't hear
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I don't hear one. Hey, Cynthia.
I hear one, but if you have your StreamYard open, you have to turn the sound off on the StreamYard side.
Hey, Butara.
Oh, yes. Okay. Got it.
Butaro.
Sorry about
Yep.
that. I've not
Long
done.
time.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, I
There
know.
you
I said this.
Better?
There you go. Okay. Mermaid. Butaro is from Japan. And we haven't seen him in a while. So Butaro, the lady in the screen is Mermaid.
Hello.
Georgianne.
Georgianne, hello.
No, Carrie. This is a new format for YouTube. This is about as big as we're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to compete with TikTok. Hi, Danny. And so anybody that's monetized, they're having us do this thing, and it says buy jewels, make donations. I can get a cash prize, and they want to expand. They want to try to beat TikTok, which I don't ever see happening. But
Yeah.
so
You know, Mikey tonight.
haven't heard from him. And for
He
those
was
who
on-
don't know, this
He
down in the metal detecting mermaid. Her name is Anna,
I saw
She's
him
new.
on there.
and
Yeah.
she has a great channel. So if you got questions for her, ask. That's why we're
She's
here.
living in Mexico.
Hey,
Yeah.
Danny boy.
Yeah, and I'm happy to answer any questions about life in Mexico. I find a lot of the current vlogs to be a little frustrating. They don't really share the real picture. So any questions any of you all have, anytime you can ask.
So what's an American dollar buy down there? Just out of curiosity.
It depends on your lifestyle. I have been here for 14 years, and I have been able to have a very nice life very inexpensively. It doesn't start out that way. Most people, when they first move here, for their first year or two, they spend a lot of money because everything still is cheaper than where they came from, but they haven't really acclimated into how to live in Mexico yet. So the first couple of years are usually relatively expensive. But then you get better at it. You learn where to get your groceries. You learn where to get the fresh food, and you relax a little bit. You realize that the house you rented for the first year or two is far surpasses what you needed. I'll give you an example. I live in a piece of crap house, to be honest with you. I don't have hot water. I don't have a kitchen. I've just got like a little plug-in hot plate. I did buy a refrigerator. I don't even really have a floor. I mean, my place is really crappy. I've also got a view of the ocean. I'm 150 meters from the beach.
Wow.
I have an amazing lifestyle, and I pay about $130 a month.
That's it.
Now, that's unusual. You know, I've lived here for 14 years and I speak Spanish, so I don't want to set that up as a realistic standard. That's hard to find. But people who are saying, "Oh, I got a great deal. I've got this apartment for $850." I think that's a complete ripoff. You can get a pretty acceptable apartment in a nice area for $400 if you just look around. And it's everybody gets screwed here. Okay, everybody, Mexicans and people who immigrate here. There are deals to be had. It just takes a little time to find them.
Cool. Awesome. I don't know.
I don't think
Where
could
you
rent a
said you
place-
live? Doesn't sound like a rundown track to me. I think I kind of like that.
It's an
Got a lot of
unusual.
compliments about your skill.
For example, if you go to Costco, we do have a Costco in Puerto Vallarta. I'm about an hour and a half from there. Filet mignon there is about 980 pesos a kilo. So what does that come out to be? That's about, because a kilo is 2.2 pounds, 980 pesos would be about $50. So $50 for 2.2
Oh.
pounds. If I go to the local butcher that has really high quality meat, I pay 425 pesos a kilo. So half.
Wow. Hey, Kelly,
So, I can eat filet mignon almost every day and it doesn't hurt my budget.
that sounds awesome.
Wow.
Ali SpongeBob, hello.
Well, what source of income do you have?
I've always been a bit of a lone wolf. I'm very introverted. So I do a variety of different things. I do have a boat tourism business. Primarily, I just get the commission and I hand it off to the captains. People do have the opportunity to hire me as a guide. And that, if I get 2 groups a week, that pays for my expenses for the week. So it doesn't require a whole lot of work. In the winter, that works well. In the summer, of course, we don't have much tourism. So I do work as an editor. I do some freelance writing. I want to build this channel. I don't require a lot of money, and I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by freedom. So putting together bits and pieces to pay for the lifestyle that I want, which is pretty simple, is not that hard.
I see a good spot to do a selfless book promotion since you said you're an editor.
Yeah, he's an author. Richie's an author.
I'm working
Wonderful.
on my second novel, but this is my first.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't, the screen is so little, I can't see what the title is, but if you can put it in the chat, I'll go back and look at it later.
Wait a minute. I can do a solo layout for him.
There we go. Dark Witches and Mystical Misfits.
Oh, fun.
Absolutely,
It is a fun
here
book.
with urban fantasy.
Excellent.
I don't know, Rich. We got an author here now. You might be able to send your work down there. You never know. Just saying.
Now, these 2 guys up here both read the book.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's super.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, thank you. Hey, Angie and Rick, what's up?
Come
Right
on,
now, I
Becky.
got all my.
Oh, Richie froze. There you go.
Yeah, working hard on book number 2.
How far along are you?
Super.
You want to say hi
27
to everybody?
chapters
Is that it?
are written roughly, and I'm adding detail. I'm in chapter
Oh, lovely.
13 right now.
This is Taiki.
That's super.
Who? What's his name, Bill?
Taiki,
Taiki.
Japanese. All right. Here you go. Oh, you want out now? Okay. Come on, buddy. That's one of 14.
Jen, I just read your comment. I've never done any of this before, so I'm not keeping up with chat very well, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not responding to anything.
That's
We
all
don't
right.
keep
We
up
don't
with
need
chat
it.
either.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
You're doing really good. So
What is it Mikey always says? Miss 90% of the chat, 100% of the time.
Oh,
100%
yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, when we were the person he's talking about chats, all of us have to type, go back, look, go back. You're missing.
Oh, cool, Georgette. I'll make myself free.
Hi,
Plugs.
Plugs. I don't know if you guys noticed, Butaro is going to be in New York New Year's. I wonder.
Oh, wow.
I know we got some people up that way. He's from Hokkaido, Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, Bill's channel's international.
Yeah, I have people from Russia.
Apparently,
Yeah,
you've got Latin
Mexico.
America, Asia, and probably Europe too.
Yeah, in the
Don't
UK,
forget Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
Bosnia, Canada, Japan. Which I speak no languages, so.
Hey, Marty.
Hi, Marty. How you doing? And anybody that doesn't know, we have Metal Detective Mermaid up here. She has a new channel out of Mexico. Had an awesome
Hi,
beach.
everybody.
So if you got any questions about her channel, Mexico, what got her started beach hunting or metal detecting, ask away. You know, this is how we know and grow and find other people. And
Support each other.
yep.
I wish I had found it 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We all say that.
Yep.
Yeah, we all say. The thing is, I did
Hey,
start
Jim.
metal detecting in 1977. Then I stopped for a while, and I wish I would have kept going because I had some great finds back then. Jim Steele, welcome.
There's so many good sites that have gone away just since
Yeah.
the 12 years I've been detecting.
I can imagine.
All built over with concrete. Yeah, that's happening daily here because of the growth, because of the military base. So
Or what do they consider it? Progress, where they rip everything out and put everything new in, so all that old history is gone.
yeah,
Hey, old Danny boy, what are you doing in the chat? You're supposed to be up here on the screen.
Yeah.
yeah. Come on up, Danny.
Yeah, the link's in there somewhere.
I'll post it again. He had a great. He did a video of testing a hot dog toaster today.
Dan's a food connoisseur.
Yeah.
He is, yeah. Water Simplex. Oh, cool.
Oh, so you did buy that Simplex light? Awesome.
I did. I did, and this is part of the reason why, because I know a few people are going to roll their eyes and say, what the hell is she doing? But the reason why is because I spend one night a week in the city. I have a little studio apartment in Vallarta, and because I live where there are no cars, I have 7 dogs, and all my groceries I have to carry out by boat and then hike up the mountain to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I can't really carry gear back and forth because I've got other things that I have to carry. So I wanted to have a machine in my studio in Vallarta because that's where I have the best luck hunting on the beach. But then I wanted the Simplex light to keep out here to use for snorkeling because it's lighter, it's got the smaller coil, and it'll be fine for out here. But that way I don't have to schlep my gear. I just can't do it. It's not practical because I already have to carry dog food and groceries and anything I need for my house. And if I have more than I can carry on my back, then I have to hire a burro and tie everything to a burro and lead it up the mountain. So that's why I bought this light, was so that I could have a kit in both places.
Yeah.
Or just strap your supplies to the back of the dogs.
Like Grandma Kelly says,
sweating.
I have one. You can get a small coil for that Xterra Pro. I have one.
Yeah, but then I still have and I thought about that was my original plan, was to keep the small coil here and the large coil in the city and just bring the shaft back and forth. But when I had the opportunity to get that Simplex Lite at the price, I thought, just do it.
No, but I tell you, just to use the Xterra Pro where you want to use it, the small coil reaches just as deep and it's a
Hey,
heck of
Dan.
a lot wider. So, wow, now we're really small people.
Wow, we're
Yeah.
tiny.
What's happening?
I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'll be investing probably in. It's the Diderot effect. You know, you buy one thing and then all of a sudden you
This
need
way.
18 other things.
I'll make myself. Okay, now you're not going to do it. So, there we go.
Hey, Bill.
There's, I don't know if you can tell by the,
Hmm.
there's a difference in size.
Hmm. Yep. That's the
Hey,
12 inch.
Juice.
No, wait a minute. If I can get it unhooked here. No. Here's the 12 inch.
I really like the Xterra program, Kelly. I'm looking forward to getting more experience with other things too.
Oh, it's a great machine. So
Yeah.
I've also wanted a Noctis Simplex only because I have a friend that has that and the Legend, and he had the Simplex first, and he went back over the same area. He found lots of Civil War relics with, and with the Legend, he didn't even get another signal on the same
wow.
route. So,
That's wild.
Juice, Arthur, little brother, how you doing? So,
I'm not going to knock my Legend. I've had good luck with mine, but
Me too.
oh no, I know a couple people that have had Manicores, and they're sitting in the closet now. Now they have Legends.
I
For
I
real?
don't understand why anyone would buy a Manicore.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for, especially when they have the 7 and 800, and there's not that much difference between Manicore and those two. So, but the price.
Huh.
I mean, I'm having a hard time deciphering the difference between the 700 and the 600, other than the wider scale.
Cool.
Well, from what I understand, that's about the only difference, Danny, is the wider scale.
I mean, all the coins I've dug are about the same depth as what has been using the Bounty Hunter Junior or the Bounty Hunter Tracker. I mean,
Because if you go to Mind Lab's page and look up and put them side by side and compare, the 6 and 800 have the same things the 7 and 900 do, except the scale's different. So,
Yep.
boys, keep your clothes on. Oh, let's get a little warmer.
I had to get dressed to come up on stage.
We've been known to take our shirts off once in a while.
Oh yeah. If you look back, Anna, there's a stream dedicated to us being naked.
I think we just horrified her there.
Well, actually, you guys say this when I realized that Mark had said, "Yeah, click the link, come on board." I actually had to go put a shirt on because if I'm at home, I'm not wearing clothes.
No, not saying a word. Not saying a word, Anna. Nope.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought, oh wait, does that mean I'm going to be on camera? Good. So I clicked the link, and then I saw, "Do you allow your camera and microphone?" I'm like, I got to go.
I'll tell you what, Anna, you would have had our undivided attention if you would have clicked that camera link.
You would have fit right in, actually.
Yep.
Well, there's actually not that much to see. I'm pretty little, so
I guess us older men are gonna have you beat then because we got man titties.
You guys warned me. You guys warned me that anything goes here. So
Anything goes.
If you go back and look at our past videos, you'll probably say, "Why did I ever go on with those guys?"
I've been in Mexico a long time. I'm not that uptight about it, much of anything anymore.
Awesome.
And we always tell people if you're easily offended, this isn't a good place to be.
No.
And we have offended
well,
people.
the people who are easily offended probably aren't attracted to metal detecting in the first place. I wouldn't think. Because there is that period when you first start into it that, I mean, I found where you just feel like a dork. And people who are easily offended don't want to feel like a dork. So they might buy a machine and then abandon it after, the 8th or 9th person say, hey, have you found anything? And their answer, I mean, there's a learning curve and there's a process of getting comfortable and not caring about walking down the beach or the field or wherever doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised. When I lived in California, I was there's a town next over from where I lived, and I went down to the detective parks, and I see this guy out there, and he's metal detecting. He's got a brand new Garrett Ace 400, and he walks over and he goes, "I'm done with metal detecting." He goes, "You want to buy a detector cheap?" Sure,
Nice.
And I got it with the bag, headphones, shovel, everything for like less than a third the price. And I go,
Wow.
"How long have you had it?" He goes, 5 hours. I went, "What?" He goes, "You haven't found nothing in 5 hours." So, okay.
Oh
I'll
my
take
goodness.
Oh, we just
Hey,
chased
Charlie.
off Charlie.
I went, wow. Easy.
Yeah, she got
I
to
miss
finish
Charlie.
it out.
No.
Mhm.
Oh,
16 in the house. Thank you all for being here.
nice. Not bad for a Friday night.
Oh, one more just popped in.
Miss Charlie, I'm so offended. You guys are just out of control.
Hey, bad idea.
My bad idea. But wow, I'm impressed. 14 years in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time. I actually have almost more, I'm 53. I have almost more adult years in Mexico than I do in the US.
Oh, wow.
Because I was a single-handed sailor and I was cruising for 5 years on my sailboat in the mid-Atlantic and Northern Caribbean. And I lived in Belgium and I lived in the Bahamas for a while. So I almost have more years in Mexico than in the United States as an adult.
Wow.
It's weird. That's weird.
Oh,
Well,
mermaid.
up here, the roads don't lead out of central Maine. For me,
Mermaid, I'm wondering, since you said that you're a sailor and whatnot, are you planning on doing any diving adventures for metal detecting?
I want to, yes, I don't want to do anything deep necessarily because there's so much to see in less than, 25, 30 feet. But I do want to buy one of the tankless systems, like the Blue 3 or the
Oh, the Nemo.
The Nemos or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Nemo, or I want to buy one of those, and I want to do some light diving.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. That was one reason why not settled, that's the wrong word completely. Why I decided on the Xterra Pro was because I knew that I could go underwater with it to, 10, 15 feet, and that's all I really want to do.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I guess, I mean, if you can find a treasure coast where some pirate ships have crashed, who knows what washed up in the 30-foot drop or 10-foot drop.
Well, yes, and I need to be a little careful in Mexico with some
Oh, I
things.
bet.
Yeah.
I can be a hobbyist. I can't be serious.
Yeah.
There could be some complications.
Yeah, they have that on the Treasure Coast in Florida too. So
So if you find something of significance, you have to turn it in.
Yes.
Hey, we all
love
think
it.
that way. Yes.
yeah, same rules.
Moving on.
They have that in the UK. Anything you find that's over, I can't remember. You have to turn it into local constable. and then they will see if a museum wants it, and they will pay you market rate for it. If not, you get to keep it, but you have to turn everything in, or you get a jail time and a big fine. So,
Which is pretty foolish over a hobby. I mean, we're digging
yeah,
up
but
stuff
you're
nobody's
talking-
ever going to see.
yeah, I know, but you're talking Roman hoards of gold and antiques of historical value. That's
Well,
what
maybe the Romans shouldn't have lost it. You know,
Well,
I mean,
anything that I found that was indigenous or that
Mhm.
had historical value, I would hand over in a minute. I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
If I find things of value, I think I'll just quietly keep that to myself. Finding valuable things, that's more the domain of other interested parties.
Yeah. No, I was
Items of antiquity, I would be happy to hand in to the government. I have no interest in keeping something as a foreigner that doesn't belong to me. None.
Cool.
But valuable jewelry and that sort of thing, I think if I find it and it's lost, if I make a good faith effort to discover where it might have come from, then I'm in the clear.
Okay.
There are other parties that might not agree with that.
oh yeah. Oh no, it's like when I lived in California, the law is if you're out metal detecting like the National Forest, anything that's not private ground and you run across any Native American artifacts, you immediately have to go to a ranger station, let them know so they can cordon it off and tell people you can't touch this anymore.
See, and that's it. I mean, I live on tribal land. Well, and tribal is not the right word, but there is no English equivalent. It's called comunidad. So it's stricter than ejido. But I have a really good relationship with people here, and they know that I'm not, if I find something of value from this area, I'm not going to keep it. I mean, I just wouldn't do that at all. If I find some lost engagement ring that someone threw off of a cruise ship, well,
Yeah.
that's mine.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
Juice, I don't know if that's historical value or if that's criminal life.
What's that? What's the neatest thing you found,
17 in the house.
Anna? What's the neatest thing you think you found so far?
Oh, well, I'm only a month in. I'm the wrong person to ask that question to. I'm sure everybody here has found much more interesting things than I have. Probably, I've got two coins that I found one of them actually comes out, and I was going to post the video this week, but I changed it to next week. Let me turn a light on. Give me 1 sec. Let me get a light on real quick. So I found,
And then,
I changed when I had such a good haul on Christmas Day. I changed. Oops, I just lost it. Am I back? Yeah. I had such a good haul on Christmas Day that I changed the video to now or to today instead of the one that I did find. This is an old Cinco Pesos.
That's cool.
It's an old Cinco Pesos, and it's not that old. It's from 1974, but I found it in such a weird spot, and it was the only coin. It was the only thing around other than a little girl's pink hair bow. I looked it up. It's got a value of $18-20, so it's not particularly valuable, but it was just something neat.
Okay.
The one that I had in the premiere today was really cool. I mean, it's so corroded on the back side that I don't think it has much value, but when they're in pristine condition, these sell for over $1,000. It's crazy to me. I had no idea. And then the dagger that I found at the waterfall was freaking awesome.
yeah, that was
Yes,
cool.
it was.
That was
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
I found it right here.
That's cool.
This
Wait.
right
You said that coin was $1,000?
In
Well,
pristine condition.
in pristine condition. I looked it up, and on eBay, there are some that sell for $5, as cheap as $5 US, and some that sell for over $1,000.
And what is
You know,
it?
and this one on the back of it, it's really, really corroded.
No.
But it's just a cool find that something I found in the ground could be that
Cool.
kind of value. It amazes me.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the dagger I found at the waterfall.
That is cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I think this part is brass. I'm not an expert in this by any means, but I mean, this has been in the because this was fresh water. It's a waterfall. It's been there a long time.
Uh,
A ceremonial dagger.
That's very cool.
What about you all? What are some of your favorite finds?
Where do we begin?
yeah. I got.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Where do I
I
start?
don't have it anymore, but I had I found a George Washington commemorative button.
Wow.
Well, hold on, Rich. Wait till Bill gets back so he can make you bigger. You
Yeah.
can show your pew pew.
Grab some stuff here.
Did you do something to it, Richie?
Wow.
All I did
Look
was
at
paint it
that.
black.
Don't shoot. My hands are up.
There you go, Rich. That's real, right, Rich?
Yeah, that's a real
Not a toy.
percussion cap pistol, double
Wow.
barrel.
It's a toy now. I don't think it's going to fire.
That's amazing.
I hope not.
Did you check to see if it's loaded?
That's cool, George.
Yeah. Have a look down there,
Nice
Dave.
gold ring with diamonds.
Nah, I don't see anything.
I'll pull the trigger.
All right.
That's extraordinary.
Nice, Georgianne. Only gold here. Nice.
Yeah, anytime you find gold, that's great.
I found so many things. It's hard to tell which are my favorites.
Well, Richie, we call the Marble King.
I can show you marbles all night long.
Yeah, Richie's got marbles. Hey, Marty.
He still isn't telling us the secret settings on a metal detector to find him either.
Very
I'm-
cool.
And we just find them wherever we go. Yeah, you just got to look.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you very much. Oh, cool.
Anna, if you do go say marble, you have to say it like Richie does. Marbles.
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 Marbles. No R.
Everyone's got one of these shoe buckles hanging around.
I don't.
I don't.
Cool.
Hey,
Wow.
Richie, everybody's got one of these. Here's Dan and I. We don't.
Yeah.
Nobody here wears shoes. We definitely don't.
Usually nobody here wears clothes.
Oh, there we go. Nice
So
Croto
we
bell.
find all kinds of bells.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that for?
That there's a proto belt. It goes like on a leather strap around the horse's neck, and when they come into town with the horses, you could hear the bells ringing, so you know there's a horse and a buggy coming around the corner or a sleigh.
Very
It's like a
cool.
warning system.
Yeah.
So what is the Conestoga bell used for then?
Are those? No,
No,
let's see if we got-
George, I found a horseshoe at the waterfall too. Before I found the dagger, I found a horseshoe. It was awesome.
Yeah, I only got one of those, Richie.
Oh, they're cool.
I don't know how many of these I got. I got a lot.
I only found one. So what do they use for?
Oh,
Very
The
cool.
same
Oh,
idea.
clothes
except
is
they
always
went,
optional.
they went above the horse's head. They would have
Okay.
like a harness that would come above, and they'd be up here.
Okay.
Same reason.
Hey, Martin Smith.
Is that to tell the horse to
Hi,
start
Mark
turning
Smith.
left to right?
Hold on, I got one that rings.
Here we go.
Nice.
No, I got one that rings.
Nice.
Okay.
That is so cool, Rich.
Very cool. Yeah.
Hey, Martin. Angie, Breck.
you doing?
I got so many things that I could show, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different show on itself.
Oh, so
I'll show you a few things. I know she hasn't seen these. This is a solid brass eagle off the top of a flag standard, probably Civil War era.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
Back before they had shoelaces, they had buttons. And this is a button hook, so you can button your shoes up.
How cool. Okay, Kaylee. All right, honey. Yep.
This is a silver watch fob end, mid 1800s.
Wow.
100-year-old dog tag.
I like that. That's cool.
This is a Victorian poison ring, around 1890s.
Wow.
They would have a little cup. There's a little pin there, and they would scratch you and have poison in it. But my two favorites is in the 1700s colonial era, they used statues on their clothing and their horses and stuff. So I have two 1740 to 1760 colonial sash buckles.
Nice, Bill.
That's fabulous.
Got all those in the last year here. So
Super. Thank you, Angie
Okay.
and Rick.
beautiful where she lives and where she detects.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You got a lot of scenery down around in Mexico where you're at. That it's so beautiful. I mean, I would never experience anything like that in my lifetime.
It is extraordinary. It really is. I never take it for granted. Every day I wake up and I look out at the ocean and the jungle, and it amazes me that I can live here. It just amazes me every single day.
Have you ever thought of getting into photography?
No, I really suck at photography. I'm so bad at it.
You get away with it. Just
really
point
bad at
the
it.
camera and there you go.
Yeah, well, actually, today I hiked to another beach. I went to hunt. I ended up just not finding Jack. I found 6
Hey, you.
so terrible. But I did have my action camera on the collar, and I did film the entire hike. And I want to take some sections of that and start incorporating because it's really beautiful. And I mean, there's parts of it where the path is only about the width of my 2 feet close together, and then it's a drop off. And I'm just so used to it that I don't think about it. But today, when I was filming it, I thought, wow, like this isn't normal. Most people don't do this. And I was barefoot and in a bathing suit, and I had my detector and sand scoop, just on my shoulder, and I don't even think about it anymore. But once I had that camera on, I thought, this is really something. And I am starting to collect footage of things that I just haven't. I'm so accustomed to it that it no longer occurs to me that it's really strange. So
Cool.
there'll be some coming.
Yeah, I'd like to see those videos. That'd be fun.
What about some more favorite finds of you guys?
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, finding these lovable losers up here with us. If it wasn't for metal detecting, I never would have met these turkeys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like everybody in chat. Oh, Richie's ring collection.
Wow. Wow.
These are the gold ones. These are the gold ones up here, and then the silver ones, and then a bunch of junk ones.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Really incredible.
You want to grab me a ring box? I'll show that.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, there you go, Rob.
The ring box, I'll show it.
Yeah, super Hoover, Rob.
Go get over the ring box, I'll show it. I'll show you ring box.
Richie's are also our resident guitarist.
I can see that in the background.
There you
It's
go.
my
Rich.
military finds. Military.
That's a powder flask, right, Rich?
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the design on it or not with the reflection, but probably can't. These are World War II era pilot wings, badges,
Mm.
Civil War buttons. This here, this is called what the hell's it called? Certain type of buckle worn by military horses.
Oh wow.
That's incredible. Incredible. I grew up in Virginia, and man, there are so many places where I lived that would have been amazing to hunt. But you know, that was 30 years ago, not more than that, 35, 40 years ago. You know, but
Probably
I
a lot
keep
of them are off limits.
different perspective on history and finding things. Ah, there's so many amazing places I could have enjoyed.
Yep.
So I didn't dig a lot of silver rings this year, and every time I dug silver rings, I let Talisha take first dibs of it. So since June of this year, I started buying silver rings for her.
Oh, nice.
Let me see. Let me get centered because I'm out of.
Oh, wow.
So I bought her a ring box and I started filling it with silver rings.
Those are beautiful.
And she's got more on the way because I didn't come in the mail on time, but they're definitely.
Wow.
That was like her big Christmas present for me.
Cool, man.
That is fantastic. Wow.
What woman wouldn't want their man to buy them a bunch of rings, right? I bought her a few
I don't know,
sets.
Dan. I'm divorced.
Those are like necklaces and like earrings and stuff, but she hasn't found a spot for them yet.
Wow.
Hey,
That's
invest in silver. Invest in
Oh,
your
there you
woman.
go, Tugs.
Really
They
gorgeous.
say a happy wife is a happy life, so we'll find out. If I live to be 100, then I did something right.
Only the good die young, Dan.
You can make me small.
Only the good die young.
Only the good die young?
Yeah.
Then I better start
So
staying
you
bad.
probably live a long time.
There we go. Yeah.
I also dig in bottle dumps.
Explain that. What is that?
It's a bottle from a bottle dump.
A bottle dump is where people would throw their trash back in the day.
Okay.
Don't make my.
You go dig it up, and you end up with some beautiful bottles.
Don't make me
Oh, I bet.
don't,
That is beautiful.
don't make me up that quick. Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's nice blue glass.
I got so many bottles. I'm overwhelmed by bottles.
Very pretty.
Cynthia, I don't create them. I just build the kits. I follow the instructions the best I can and put the kits together. I love Legos. I don't have it on me, but I dug a it was a Civil War cannon badge button that they gave to retired veterans, and it's like two cannons crossed over as a pen.
Wow.
That was like the oldest relic I've ever found in the 13 years of digging.
Connor.
You can come say hi. You're not even on camera.
I know. Hi.
That's mini me.
Hey, there she is.
Teenagers, let me tell you.
What did I do to you?
Yeah.
You gave me gray hair. That's what you did.
You had that when I was
Dan, you got to have hair to have gray hair, though.
Right here. It's all right here.
Weird. Okay.
I wish it'd stop migrating more north, but you know, it's more south.
Just do what I do. Shave your back hair and paste it up here. That's why it makes it look better.
Get on camera.
Where are you?
There's my wife.
Hello.
Well, you dyed your hair. It looks nice.
Thank you. I love something a little wild, a little crazy.
There you go. I'd say you fit the bill. Yeah, that works.
It's vivid
Well, a little
violet.
crazy.
Happy late Christmas, Merry early New Year.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need a drink.
Oh, Paula, I know almost exactly where you are.
You know who is?
Fantastic. Paula Abrams just wrote, I live in Virginia in the northern neck part of the country.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Paula was overseas. Out of all the years I've seen her in chat, I thought she was always overseas. Thank you.
Well, now it's a
Oh,
show.
there we go. There we go.
Now it's a show.
Yeah,
That
you wouldn't
is a-
recognize you without food in your hand.
That is a pulled barbecue chicken sandwich.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Anna, we have a joke. It's not a show unless Danny is eating. So if you start eating, we got a show.
All
But
right.
usually I'm eating wieners, not burgers.
And you got to have a brew.
Well, and speaking of that, I'm going to take a minute and refill my drink. Is that all right?
Yep.
Go for
Take your
Okay.
time.
I'll be right back.
I promise we won't leave.
You see Mommy's hiding out in
Bill.
the chat?
Bill, end the stream. Hurry up, quick, end the stream.
I think we should take our shirts off so when she comes back.
Mm,
Oh, that sounds good, plugs. Beef jerky. Oh,
Hey, Plugs, I need teeth in order to eat jerky.
just gum it for a while, Dane. That's what I do.
No, that's what
It'll
she said.
soften up.
I
Man.
remember a guy I used to work with used to have a hammer. He used to smash up nuts into little tiny pieces so he could eat them. So
So you can eat
he
it.
had no teeth.
That's interesting. I have to try that one of these days. So what do you got good in the glass, Anna?
This is a semi-healthy concoction of whiskey and a little bit of Aperol for some flavor and water.
I
Sounds
think I would
good.
like that. Sounds good.
It's really refreshing. It's really nice.
And
And
the
hot
water's
butter.
what, soften up the whiskey some.
Yeah, it's this one really cheap scotch. It's a weird no name. It's called Label 5. It's really cheap here. But it's just a little bit of whiskey, a dash of Aperol, and mainly water. But it tastes great.
Oh, good. Yeah, I agree. Beef jerky is pretty damn good.
Oh, plugs for days. Have you had Ricea? Ricea is our moonshine here in this county. And it's made from agave. It's more similar to mezcal than tequila. It started to be regulated and it's exported, but basically every family has their own recipe. I mean, in my little pueblo where I live, there are only 300 people, but everybody has an uncle who makes Ricea. It's
Oh, wow.
Well,
all
it's probably
different.
like down south with moonshine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's called the Mexican moonshine. It's only made in this county. It's really interesting, and it's not bad, but two will do you.
Two will do you.
It's really potent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's potent.
Sounds like my type of drink.
As for Dave, I'm going to put how to spell it in the chat because I know that some of it is exported.
Hey,
Is that
PA,
right?
what's up, Dan?
So that's what it's called, and it is made from agave, more similar to mezcal than tequila, but it's nice, sort of.
Sort of.
What are you doing? I've got a load of curious dogs. They're not used to me sort of sitting here talking to computers.
So, Mermaid, do you still have a sailboat or no?
I do, but not the one that I was cruising in. I bought a 41-foot Erickson out of salvage because only 50 of them were made. It's from 1968. It's a beautiful yacht. It had been abandoned for 5 years, and I just didn't want it to go to shit. So I bought it, and now it's this ridiculous anchor around my neck because
No.
it's a disaster.
Oh no.
But it's beautiful. It's got an entire, well, it's not beautiful, but it could be. It's got an entire mahogany interior. And luckily, my attorney, who of course is Mexican, has fallen in love with it. And he's just sort of taken the project over to find someone to buy it and restore it. So hopefully
that's
it'll get,
cool.
yeah, it is. So I do have a sailboat, but not one that I can take anywhere.
Okay.
So
Okay.
That one you're going to head out in the sea with.
So when you were younger, were your dreams to sail around the world, or?
no, they really weren't. I didn't think that far ahead. I had bought a 48-foot power boat because I was living really remotely and I was a freelance writer in Washington, D.C. I was living out in Loudoun County, for anyone who knows Virginia. And I was my commute was miserable. And but I really like privacy, and I thought, well, hell, I can always live on a boat in the Potomac. And then I thought, I wonder if I can live on a boat in the Potomac. So
there you
I researched, and I ended up buying a 48-foot boat. And I was 27 at the time. And I knew, I was a freelance writer. Who's going to give me a loan for a 48-foot
She's
boat?
only talking a couple years back now. I mean, if she was 27, she's only talking a couple years
Right.
back.
I'm 53. This was a good ways back.
No, you don't even look 53.
To get financing for it, I ended up going to a bank in Northeast DC. Like, I went to the worst neighborhood I could find because I knew that banks had a quota for how much money they have to lend. And at that time in DC, the average age of a Black man was something like 36 years old. Which is shameful, but it was just the fact of DC at the time. This was, back when it was Homicideville. So I went to a Bank of America, in the absolute worst neighborhood I could find, because I figured that, they'd give you the money, and they did.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I bought my boat. And then I fell in love I cruised that in the Chesapeake Bay for a summer. Fell in love with cruising. And while I was on this 48-foot monstrosity of a power boat, it wasn't a yacht. It was kind of a clunky boat, but, it was great to live on. I was sitting in a bar in Annapolis, and I was sitting with a bunch of sailors. And I remember this so clearly. Someone said, hey, next time you're in the, next time, well, I say I remember it clearly, and now I'm, it's like, next time you're in Fiji, look up Loretta and she'll do your laundry for $1.30 a kilo. I'm sitting there. I'm thinking, next
Yeah.
time you're in Fiji, like who says that? Who says next time you're in Fiji as part of a normal conversation? And I thought, I want my world to be that big. So I sold the powerboat and I bought a wreck of a sailboat. I bought a 44-foot Islander because I didn't know anything.
Okay.
And I thought, well, if I buy a boat where everything works, I won't know how to fix anything. So I bought a boat where nothing worked so that I would have to learn how to fix it so that when I went to sea, I would, be relatively safe. So then I took a part-time job at West Marine. I was so naive. I walked into West Marine in this red silk suit.
Hey, medical.
Like a part-time job, please. And they're like, really? Yes, I want a part-time job. I mean, I have so much to learn and I'm good at sales and, can I work here? And they're like, absolutely. So I worked there for a year and a half while I restored this boat, dropped it in the water and took off for 5 years. It was great.
Wow.
It was great.
So you
Cool.
lived on waters for 5 years?
Yeah, I lived aboard for 5 years. I was cruising for just under 4, by myself. And I actually sold that boat. I took that boat from Annapolis down to South Florida to West Palm Beach, and it was just too big and it wasn't set up for single handling. I sold that boat and then I bought a 38-foot Ketch, and that's what I did the bulk of my cruising on for 3.5, almost 4 years.
Wow. 7, 8 years on the waters.
I've been on the water a long time.
Wow.
Got to see a lot of nice places, I bet.
Yes, I have. And I did it. Now there's so much electronics gear and boats are so complicated. When I did it, I had a sextant and I had a little handheld GPS that cost $120. But 30 years ago, $120 was not. That was a good bit of money. So I really did it on the cheap, and I didn't know that I couldn't do it, is really how it happened. When you don't know you can't do something, you just figure out a way to do it.
Yep.
And that's how I did it.
So-
I look back now and I would never do that trip again.
Pugs has a question for you, Anna. What machine are you using?
Plugs for days. In my vast experience as a metal detectorist, of 5 weeks using the Xterra Pro. And so that's all my experience is, 13 or 14 hunts with an Xterra Pro.
So you
I
won 5
what?
weeks? 5 weeks
I think
in the
that's
hobby.
it. Yep.
Wow.
When's your tips and tricks with the Xterra Pro video coming out?
Well,
Detectors.
actually, what I want to do is a video that compares the really cheap tier of detectors and then a sort of my level of detectors, like that $200
Cool.
to $500 range, for people who are beginners. Not that I'm an expert in any of this, but I'm good at research. So I want to do a video that just takes the specs, because I can't talk about experience. I don't have any. But I want to talk about the specs and why some might be better for beginners than others, because I had to watch probably 150 videos to hone in on what was the right fit for what I thought I wanted to do. I think I made a right choice. And so I just want to do a video that lists the specs and what some things are to look for beginners. Because, people who have a lot of experience, I think, forget what it was like to be a real beginner. So, when I was reading comments, people were like, oh, the NOx, the ATP, and I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know what it is.
There's a lot of brand loyalty in metal detecting, just like
Yeah.
pickup trucks.
Yeah, but because you got the Nocta loyal swingers, and you got the Mind Lab loyal swingers, you got the Garrett loyal swingers. And in my experience over the years
Hey,
of
Bart.
metal detecting, every metal detector you pick up has its own language. You know,
And for a beginner, the metal detector that you can make friends with is the best metal detector.
Good way to look at it. Yep.
yep. I myself didn't get along with the Xterra Pro. I wanted to break it after my first third or fourth day of using it. I just wanted to snap it. I just didn't understand.
I have to admit, I struggle with it. I really do struggle with it.
But a lot of people find good things with it. You know, I mean, to each their
Yeah.
own. They learned how to understand the numbers bouncing and the tone from those numbers to what it is. I'm just,
Mhm.
I'm stubborn, I guess you could say. After swinging for so many years, I want a number that's going to lock on. I want a tone that's going to lock on. So I guess that's why I didn't really get along with it.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm too new to have any opinions, which in some ways is great because I'm really open to trying different things. I've ordered the Simplex Lite. That should be here in about a week. And then a friend of mine has a Simplex Plus that I can use. And then another friend of mine has a really old Garrett. He's 81 years old and he's had this thing for, I think, 25 or 30 years. He's one of my dearest friends. And he said that I could try his. So I've got a selection of things that I can explore and try. I really, I don't have enough experience to have any firm opinions. I do struggle with the Xterra Pro, but part of that is because I'm new and I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Well, not only
So I
that,
can't put that on the detector at this point.
your Mexican Coins has two different metals on it, one inner and one outer. You know,
And they ring as iron, except for the
Right.
10 peso. The 10 peso rings anywhere between 59 and 68 on the Xterra Pro, but the others.
So I feel you're doing really well. I mean, for what you're out on the beach for, your 5 weeks of doing it, you're digging tons of clad. You're pretty much on spot with it. And if you
Thank
notice
you.
too, and if you notice too, in your for your American Coins, they're almost a lock-on solid number on it too.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. So I don't know if they changed something over the past year or so on the Xterra Pro or not, but you were locking on your quarters at like 89, 90, 88. And they were semi-deep too. They weren't like just shallow. And then your pennies were like,
and I think the dimes too. I think the dimes that I found were really solid. I did do the update on the software for the Xterra Pro. And I do think that makes a difference, but what that difference is, I can't tell you yet.
Right.
But I did do that.
Hey, I was just curious, Anna. Did you check that one dime? It kind of looks silverish for the date.
I've got them right
I'm not
here.
going back where you.
One of
Just
them
the way it
is
was corroded and the way it looked, it just looks silver to me.
That'd be something finding a silver dime down there.
Yeah.
I think no, that's the penny. Where are they? I looked at them. Is that one? Yeah, this is one of them. This is the one that has a patina on it. The other one is really silvery, but it's corroded on one side. Oops.
Yeah, that one that was really silvery. If you can find the date.
Yeah, it's right here
curious.
in my little stack. I don't have a bin or anything for any of the stuff yet. Here it is. Yeah. That's one side of it.
Yeah.
And then that's the other side of it.
See, that just looks silver to me. That's what I'm curious.
That would be amazing. How do I clean? Can I clean it? Is there a way to get some of the gook off so that I can see?
You got a tumbler.
Yeah, you have a rock tumbler?
No, not yet.
You could use vinegar and salt, but if you leave it too long, it might turn it pinkish. I know it does it to nickels and other things too. But
yeah, whatever you do, don't use an angle grinder. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've gotten dates off from Buffalo Nickels.
Wire brush.
From silver.
Wire brush. Yeah. Sometimes
I'll look
like
into
baking
it. But
soda.
yeah, it's certainly It's certainly very, very silver,
Yeah.
minus the greenish parts.
Yeah, sometimes like baking soda and an old toothbrush might help too. You get some of that
Okay.
scale off.
I'll do that. Well, okay, can I ask a really dumb question?
There's no dumb questions here.
This might be.
No.
What about Coca-Cola? I mean, that cleans corrosion off battery terminals.
You can try it. I've
Or is
never
that
tried Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's your coin. Clean it the way you think you should. I've never tried Coke either.
Never mind.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Now, lemon juice.
Whatever I do, I would prefer to be gentle and do less than aggressive and mess it up. So,
Lemon
Hey,
juice
Maddie.
works
Hey, man.
great for a lot of stuff.
Bart,
Oh, that's right, Rich. You're right. Lemon juice. Yeah.
lemon juice. Oh, okay. What I'm sure lime would be the same. I've got limes growing wild in the jungle, so.
There
Now,
you
is
go.
that concentrate? Does that concentrate, Richie?
It's fresh, she said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Actually,
great
I've
idea.
heard that if you cut a fresh lemon, that actually works the best. So it doesn't
Okay.
matter if it's from concentrated or not.
No,
Super. I'll do that. Thank you.
Here.
Thanks, folks.
Try this. That should still have some juice. Just plug your right in there and plug it in, and it should charge up whatever you need. I bought a lot of power supplies for USB charging.
Right, Marty. Yeah. Baking soda, water, and aluminum pan. Yep. Aluminum
that
foil.
works
Yeah,
too.
I've done that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I've got baking soda and some foil I can use. Yeah, I'll be gentle with it and see
Yeah.
what I can do.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
I've never
really
seen-
curious.
I've never seen a silver dime corrode though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the only part of it that I could make out was it says you know part of United States on this
Okay.
bit. That's all that I could really see. But I don't have any other tools. I bought a loop, but it's in the city, and it's also 30x, and it's just too much. It makes everything
Yeah.
so distorted. I can't actually see anything with
You
it.
can use a cell phone, use the camera to magnify stuff.
So Marty said, and this is probably the safest way to do it, is taking a piece of aluminum foil, making a boat out of it to put the baking soda and the coin in there and just let it boil.
Yep, hot
Let it
water.
boil?
Yeah, with hot water.
Yeah, you can put
Okay.
hot water in. It'll take that crap right off.
Oh, very cool. All right, I'll do that.
Now, Marty,
it's silver.
also, are you supposed to add water to the baking soda though, or do you just let it melt in? I forgot. You can look up on YouTube on the process
All right.
on how to do it that way.
I've got all that right here.
There you go.
Super. Okay, so another question. For these Mexican coins,
Oh.
they've got all these like barnacle, rusty, gross, like tumors on them. They're disgusting. Is there anything I can do for that?
Dry,
Those would
dry.
probably go good in a rock tumbler, I would
Yeah.
think.
I'd dry tumble them though first to get most of the dirt off and whatever else, the crud.
All right, so I just need to order one of those.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, should
Alright.
she use rock or should she use like metal shard, like the
Uh,
metal jewelry shards?
Probably the metal shards. I mean, I've used rock. I used aquarium rock.
Right,
that-
that's what I
It
use.
usually doesn't hurt anything. I've got some ceramic media that I use when I do rock tumbling, and I can put it in there too. But you don't want to get that fancy.
Well, she's got barnacles and everything to knock off, so I'd think the jewelry shards would probably be better for metal. You know,
Yeah,
I know
this
Mike. I know Mike
page
can use.
even has a hole in it.
what did you miss? Is the center of the coin missing? The center part of the coin?
Yeah, it's got a hole in it right here. It's so corroded.
Oh, wow.
I found a
Dale.
$1,000 peso.
Oh wow.
It says 1,000 on it. with a dollar sign at the end. I don't think it's Mexico. I think it was somewhere else. So I don't know. That was
It
my.
might have been. I know that they did exist back before. It would have been MXP, Mexican peso. Now it's MXN for Nuevo peso, because they totally changed their system after the peso was devalued. Could be.
Wow.
I know there was a 1,000 coin.
Wow. Exactly. Well, Bill, I think I'm going to take off, buddy.
Oh, come on, stick around, Mark.
Okay, I'll stick around for a little longer.
All right. We only got a few more minutes, anyhow. I think. I don't know. What time do we normally get off?
We're
About 12
past our
minutes
normal
ago.
time. Yep. We're way past our time.
Oh. So this is a new layout now that if you go live, you no longer
That's
have
what Bill was saying.
Huh?
Bill, you're muted. Bill, you're muted.
YouTube wants you to do vertical live now. They want to compete with TikTok
Why?
because TikTok's taking money away from them.
Yeah, TikTok's kicking their ass.
This isn't going to change TikTok kicking the YouTube.
Yeah, we know it, but this is what they want you to try.
Hey, Buckle Boy.
Oh, can I just say this layout's kind of stupid? I mean,
Maybe stupid, but they
People
love
that
it
are
on
watching-
TikTok. So
people that are watching on a cell phone, we look like micro ants.
I know. Oh, do they have Coinstar machines for pesos? Says the medical detectorist.
I have never seen anything like that. I wish they did, because I've recently heard about that, and it sounds like such a fun little, by chance way to get some cool things that get discarded. But no,
Mhm.
nothing
I
like
take all
that.
my discolored change into Walmart and run it through the self checkout.
I went through the self checkout and I spent $43 and nothing but black quarters. I don't even know if they were quarters or if they were punch outs. But the cashier still took them. They were solid, they were like black. You couldn't see anything off from them. They looked like a quarter, felt like a quarter. We spent them
Wow.
on quarters.
So when Dan winds up in jail, we know they weren't quarters.
Hey, Kerry says he's watching on a 65-inch TV and we still look like ants.
Bugs, can
Okay.
you see me yet? Can you see me yet? I'm watching on a 65-inch TV and you still, oh, wow. Yeah, YouTube, you go back to the old
Later,
format.
Buckle Boy. Oh, that's right. It's Friday Night Digs. Everybody's going to watch that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
They're missing out on fun then.
They are. Where's the fun, Dan?
Here,
Oh, I'm glad you said something.
I don't know. I get tired watching videos back to back. I'm wondering if that's because I watch all videos back to back in the morning to afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You can save up all your video watching for Saturday night. Digs.
I can't keep up with it no more.
Well, Dennis and I are going live at 7, from 7 to 7:30 on his
Ah, cool.
channel tomorrow night.
oh, good.
I'll be tuning into that.
In the morning tomorrow?
No,
What time?
it's Eastern, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
There's
that's
some other people who run premieres before us, and then we'll go live.
Your time, probably.
Okay. So that's 6 months. I'm usually up around 4:30. So
Oh, that's a
He's
nice.
talking 7 p.m. though.
Yeah,
We're
so
talking in
it's-
the evening. There's probably be, I don't know, 5 to 6 o'clock in the
Hey,
afternoon.
Plugs, I didn't throw my back out, but I threw my left leg out. I either tore the muscle or pulled the ligament. I don't know, but it still
Oh,
hurt
no.
myself to walk. So And that was the weekend before Thanksgiving.
That ain't as bad as what you did to your eye, though.
I was thinking it too, Rich.
You know what's funny is I still feel it. It like hurts to
Take
touch.
care.
You know what's funny? When I go digging in the woods, I knock down all those branches around me, thinking of you, Dan.
Yeah, I don't even see them.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, it still feels like there's something inside my eyeball though, like a piece of a thorn or something. I mean, I don't know. It's just it feels weird.
Should tell her what you did.
Yeah, come on, let Anna know what you did.
I got a signal underneath a bunch of bushes, and I was bending over, squatting down, going in, shoveling it out, and I took a branch right into the eye, scratched the cornea, right up inside the bulb, and I left a canyon inside my top of my eyeball. Because when I pulled the branch out, I guess it cut it open or something. So,
Yeah, that takes a while to heal. It feels so awkward too. It feels like there's some bulgy bit all the time.
Oh no, it feels like there's like skin or something hanging from the top. They won't tell me nothing. They're like, "Oh, you're fine. You're fine." You can still see, can't you? Yeah, barely. Okay, you're fine. So, you need a plastic wheelchair so it don't. Danny.
Very clever.
Well.
Very clever. I like that.
Yep. No, metal detecting, as you all know, can be pretty dangerous depending on where you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've reached into holes and I've ripped my hand wide open because there was some sharp metal down there. That's why at the very beginning, you're told, wear gloves, wear gloves.
Yeah, my first video, I had people say that because I was digging around in the sand, and it's certainly logical. And I didn't even, I mean, once someone said it, I was like, oh, of course. I mean, there's fishing lures and all kinds of things in here. And I still don't wear gloves, but I am more careful with the sand scoop. And everyone barefoot. Like no one here wears shoes because we're crossing rivers and hiking through the jungle. And the more stuff I dig out of the sand that's sharp and dangerous, I think, God, it's amazing that we aren't injured relatively frequently. But no one is, to my knowledge.
Now, do you have any issues like with hypodermic needles? Because those are all over the place.
Not here. No, I've never, and in all the years I've been here, never.
They got the drug problem figured out down there in Mexico. They just send it all up our way.
Yeah, I don't think people here can afford that kind of thing.
Well,
there are different drugs available that don't require that.
Hey, Relic.
And I'm really anti-drug, and I just don't see any of that.
Cool.
I mean, I know it exists. A lot of people smoke weed, but even that, I'm not out at night because, I have to hike up the mountain to my house and there are no lights. So it's so rare that I'm out after dark because it's just dangerous. We've got snakes and scorpions and I'm always barefoot. So I really, really don't go out after about 6:30. I try to be home by 6:37 because it's just not worth it to try and hike up the mountain in the dark.
Right.
Wow.
So you don't carry a flashlight or anything?
I do carry usually a backpack, and I keep just a minimal amount of emergency gear. If I scrape myself, or like if I cut myself badly and I'm bleeding or something, I always have some little fix-it patch. And I've got my cell phone flashlight. So yeah, but actually, I mean, if I don't like carrying my cell phone because I have to cross a river twice to get from the Pueblo to my house because I don't have a trail along the river on my side. So I have to cross once to go and then go over and then cross back. And I just don't like holding my cell phone going across the river, because if I hit a pocket of soft sand and go splashing, then my cell phone's ruined.
Right.
So, and I also, your eyes get accustomed, and I do know the trail really, really well. So I actually prefer keeping it dark, because then my eyes adjust and I'm safer all the way around. The light does not keep me safe. The light actually causes more injury, because then I'm focused on where the light is and instead of paying attention to my sensory perception.
Right.
Does that make sense?
You're in a whole different world from us. I can tell you
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
it is.
everybody, I'm going to be shutting it down. It's
There
21
we go.
after. Anna, thank you so much for coming up. We've enjoyed having you here tonight.
Anna.
We'll do it
Thank you
again.
so much, guys. It's truly been a pleasure to talk a little more. And, I know I'm new to this community, and thank you all so much for such a warm, wonderful welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to have you. Okay, good
Yep.
night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Soon.
Hi, everyone.